Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Heather. On this channel we like to walk a fine line between a shopping addicted makeup monster and a responsible adult with a makeup hobby. Now, I personally love eyeshadow palettes, singles, multi-chromes, duochromes, shimmers, blushes, highlighters, pretty much anything except pressed glitters. That's what I'm into on this channel. If that sounds like something you're interested in, definitely stick with me. Today's video, we are going to be trying out the Colourpop Lemoncello Palette. So if you are looking for some videos on this bad boy, stick with me. We're going to get into it right now. Okay you guys, my hair is looking super crazy, and honestly there's not much I can do about it at this point. I took my kids outside to run around and play before they went down for their nap, and now my hair is just a sweaty mess, and that's just what it is sometimes. So I am so excited to be getting into this Lemoncello palette. Now when I first saw this palette, first of all, it's like Colourpop went onto my Pinterest board, got inside of my brain, discovered that the lemon and blue tile, like that this is like the secret to getting me to buy whatever, and they made it. I'm not mad about that. I love that the palette has like some embossing on it, so like the actual word limoncello is embossed, the lemons themselves are embossed, so it's kind of like shiny. I don't know if I'm catching that quite right, but I do think that that's really cute. I love the little mirror with the lemon in it. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. And then when you look at this color story, as soon as I saw, let's not look at my mess. Don't look at my mess. As soon as I saw this color story, I was immediately, of course, drawn into the blue, this like kind of olivey green shade, and this yellow. Like these three together just like gave me all the feels. This super plummy brown I thought would be so great to like really deepen and intensify a look, because a lot of Colourpop palettes recently have been very like light and mid-tone and they aren't going that deep. So I was really excited to see this color and this color included so that you could kind of go a little warmer or go a little bit cooler. These four shades in fact would make a great look if you wanted to like just build a look out of four colors. When I actually got the palette in my hands and opened it up, this kind of like bronzy peach with like a gold flip duochrome type color is like sending me. I don't know, I'm not normally like the peach bronze brown kind of girl, but that color is like really sending me. So I think I might play with that one today, especially because a lot of the looks that I've seen people do with this palette are all using the blue, the green, the yellow, and warranted. Those colors are gorgeous, and as soon as I saw this palette, that's exactly where my mind went to. But I want to do something that's going to be like interesting, different for you guys to be able to watch. So with that said, we are so getting into this palette, and I'm so excited. In my little Colourpop order, because of course I ordered that, I did also pick up a couple other things. There was one of the wine and only blushes that I hadn't picked up yet. This is Cruel Intentions, so I picked that up. I picked up two Super Shocks that I'd been meaning to pick up for a while. This is Mycelium from the Raw Beauty Kristi collab. It's supposed to be an ultra glitter, like toppery kind of shade, so I thought that might even go well with this palette because it's kind of like gold, glittery, toppery, whatever. And then I picked up Ice Dream, which is this like fuchsia, white, iridescent kind of shade, which I just wanted. I've been wanting this one. It's been out of stock every time I've ordered from Colourpop for like 2 years. Finally, it was in stock, and I was on a sale. Had to get it. I had to get it. And then I did also pick up this Super Shock Cheek in Wisp. Now when I picked this up, I thought also that it would go nicely with this palette because it appeared to be kind of like a nice gold color, but when I got it in the actual mail, this is like bronze. So I'm not sure that this will work for my skin tone. I mean, maybe it's just, oh gosh, it's so smooth. Yeah, if I do like a really heavy blush look, I might be able to make that work. It's very, like very bronze gold. So I might be able to get that to work if I really heavily blush and go right over top of my blush. Maybe. But I thought that would be really pretty too. For some reason, not for some reason, I know exactly why. I was watching a video from Lauren May Beauty. She was playing with the Milk and Cookies highlighter from Ofra, and it's like this really nice gold tone, and she was talking about how a gold toned highlighter that is actually like the same shade as your skin tone can be very flattering because you get that catch of light, but you don't get that like stripe kind of effect. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've never even thought to do that, but I've had so many gold toned highlighters in my day and I've decluttered them because I don't know what I'm doing with them. So it like reopened my eyes to the idea of gold toned highlighters again, which is part of why I fell into this trap, but that is neither here nor there. Okay, and I did want to also test out this NYX Pigment Primer. I typically use the Milani Eye Primer, which is like $5, I think. It's really not expensive at all. Comes in a little tube, looks like this. And I wanted to try the Pigment Primer out because I want to see if this would be more vibrant, more intense type color payoff for some of my palettes that maybe don't have quite as vibrant of colors, or that are already vibrant, but I just want to make sure they stay very vibrant throughout the day. So I'm going to give this one a try today, just since I'm home this weekend and I don't have anywhere to go. In case it looks ridiculous, then I'm not too worried about it. You'll have to let me know, did you pick up anything from the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty this year? I originally looked through everything and I was like, I'm not even making a video on this. When I looked at all of the options on 21 Days of Beauty, I was like, all of this stuff is like boring, leftover kind of stuff. I don't really want it. And then I ended up changing my mind a little bit. I did end up picking up the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation again because Raw Beauty Christie has talked so highly of this. So I picked up one shade to try because it was half off. And then I did end up picking up the, what is it, the Secret palette? It's the Nabla palette that's mostly green. I'll try to throw a picture up here. I'm sure you've seen it if you've looked through the ads at all. But they had all the Nabla palettes half off, and that's one that I didn't already have in my collection. So I wanted to get that one and kind of round out my collection. I am still missing Soul Blooming, but they don't appear to make that one anymore. This feels really silicone-y, like really, really silicone-y. So hopefully that plays nicely with these Colourpop shadows. They don't make that anymore, but W7 makes like a dupe of it, and it was only $6. So I did pick that up with the intention of kind of trying it, see if I like it, try to dupe out the Color Story, because I think the Color Story is like a really pretty soft, kind of springy type vibe. It's like cool tone blues, pinks, browns. So alright, I'm so excited. So we have lots and lots of colors to choose from here. I'm like I said, I'm so drawn to this corner down here, but I want to do something that's a little bit different for you guys. And I definitely don't stick to neutrals very often, so let's choose some of these neutrals over here. And I'm going to use this Fly Girl kind of like throughout the lid and really make this kind of like golden, peachy, sheeny summer vibes. Like, I'm feeling that. So I'm going to take Lemon Squeezy and Amalfi, and I'm going to put those into my crease first. This color is going on so nicely. This is the Lemon Squeezy, so it's a little bit more of like a muted mustard type yellow as opposed to the Amalfi shade, which is more of like that vibrant lemony yellow. So there's that, and then on the same brush I'm going to go in with Amalfi, which is that super vibrant yellow color, and tap that into the front kind of half of the eye look. I saw Colourpop's new Lizzie McGuire kind of concept, and I just was not feeling that one at all. So I'm so happy that I got this one instead, because I think this is definitely a little bit more grown up and it's a little bit more up my alley. Lizzie McGuire is not something that I have like nostalgia vibes for, so definitely excited to have this one instead. I'm going to take this Sigma E55 eye shading brush, and I think what I'm going to do is take Grotto and kind of smoke that, kind of pull my hair out, smoke that into the crease, and then put this into the outer V, the Vespa shade, because I think those two shades together will work really nicely for this look. Wow, so far I'm pretty impressed with that primer too. I feel like the shades are blending really nicely over top of it. I'm not sure if that's because it's so like silicone-y that it's blending that nicely, but wow. Like I don't even notice any like skipping on my lids. Just with the other side of that same E55 brush, gonna go in with Vespa and really smoke out kind of this outer corner here. They also recently had that, was it the sunflower, You Are My Sunshine or something? I don't know. I'm not a sunflower person, so that like wasn't for me. But I feel like that one had a really similar color story to this yellow, at least the yellow and brown component of this palette. But I like that they included that kind of olivey green, and I like that they included the blue, because I think that those two shades really help kind of differentiate this and make this less one-dimensional. So we're left looking with something kind of like that. Definitely giving me some sunflower vibes though, that's for sure. And then I think what I want to do is take Fly Girl, this like really pretty orangey shade, and throw that mostly across the lid. And as you guys know, I really love these little Wet n Wild like dollar brushes for my glitter primer. I think it makes the glitter sit so nicely. And when I say glitter, I mean shimmers, because I'm not using glitter. I'm not a glitter person. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh. And then with the other side, I'm gonna go into, let's see, do I want to do, I think I'm gonna do the Serenade shade. Do I want to do the Serenade shade? Yeah, because I think that's gonna lighten it up even more. Right in this inner corner here. The E55 that I was using before, I'm going to go back into the Grotto, which is this kind of like reddish brown shade, and I'm going to just use that to kind of tap over top where the shimmer and that matte dark brown meet, just to give a little bit more depth. And we're left with something that looks like that. It's very, very summer, very yellow, kind of orangey. I like it. I think it looks pretty. Definitely want to work through the rest of my face though, and then we can do the lower lash line. Yeah, so the other thing I think I'm going to do is take the Super Shock Shadow in Mycelium, which is this like gold ultra glitter sparkly one, and I'm just going to pick some of that up with my finger and then gently tap it above where my shimmer stops and my matte crease starts. So then it just picks up a little bit extra light as you move your head. And I'm just tapping it so that it deposits some of the glittery kind of flecks, but it doesn't deposit all of the like pigment. So it's not like an opaque swatch. So for example, let me swatch it out here. So when you see over here, I've kind of swatched it out so it's like a complete opaque, and you can see kind of that golden base. When you see over here, I've kind of tapped over this with my finger. You're left with some of that like shimmery appearance. All of your base color is not showing through, but you get that glitter just like popping kind of randomly throughout the look. And I think that's what gives this kind of an ethereal look when you pop it up above your crease. So that's something that I've really enjoyed doing with the Super Shocks, specifically the Ultra Glitter Super Shocks, because they kind of separate when you tap them out like this, instead of some of the like satin or metallic. Those don't tend to kind of soften up the way these can. So just a cool thing that you can do if you have Super Shocks at home. It works with any of those ultra glitter type shades, and I think it just adds a little bit extra dimension, sparkle, flash to a look. I do this a lot when I go to work, actually, and I'll just tap a little bit. Frog is one that I tend to use a lot when I go to work, and I'll tap a little above my crease for like pinky purple or blue looks, because it has all those different tones of glitter in it. And I get a lot of compliments from people at work just being like, wow, your eyeshadow is like next level. I don't know what you did, but it looks really cool. And I'm like, thanks. I did also want to give a try to the NYX Marshmallow Primer. This is 0.27 fluid ounces, and it's on sale at, not on sale, it is for sale at Ulta for $8. The full size is like an ounce and it's $16, and I was like, I'm paying $8 for like a quarter of an ounce of product. That's ridiculous. And I ended up needing some new lip liners for another video that'll be coming hopefully next week, maybe. And when I was ordering them, they had a promotion where if you spent $15 in NYX products, you got this for free in like a little bundle of stuff to try. So that's why I ended up picking up the Pigment primer, and then I got this for free to try. Definitely happy to try it for free. Ooh, it does kind of smell like marshmallows. I wasn't sure if it was going to, because like, I don't know. But I was so curious to try this primer. I've been so diligently trying not to buy any more primers, because I feel like primers and setting sprays, I have so much of them that like there's no physical way I could need more of them, okay? I'm sorry, my hair is so distracting. But when this primer came out, I was like, oh, I still want to try it so much, and it's been like haunting my thoughts every time I go to place an order. So I finally was like, you know what, just try the damn primer, like just get over yourself. So tried it, very smooth, very silicone-y, smells like marshmallows. I'm not mad about that at all. I think it looks nice on the skin. Oh, you guys, I really like how this eyeshadow looks. It looks so, so pretty. Very summer, very summer. It's so hot out today. This whole week has been like kind of drizzly, rainy, gloomy, like blah kind of weather. And then just today it decides to be windy and then like 80 degrees. So our house is so hot right now. Alright, so this is the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation and Concealer. Lord hope I got the right shade, because I don't know. This is LP4, which I think is like a light with pink undertones kind of shade, which is usually where I end up falling. So hopefully this will work out. Foundation 56 brush from Sephora. These brushes are actually really nice from Sephora. Do you guys see that? That's like a pretty good shade match for me. I'm shocked. Let me try not to get my earrings covered in foundation here. Do you love these wooden earrings? I was looking for something that would be kind of like summery, and I was like, what gold earrings do I have? Which is like none. So I saw these wooden ones and I was like, hey, it's kind of summery, kind of nice. Okay, so this is the foundation on. Again, this is LP4, so if you're anywhere near close to me, my other shade range matches. Too Faced, the Born This Way foundation, I'm in Seashell. I'm pretty much like a light or fair light with like a peach or cool undertone depending on what's available in a product line. But that's what this looks like. I actually think it looks really nice on the skin. You still have a little bit of glow, which I appreciate. I really think it's like a good medium coverage foundation. I think it looks really, really nice on the skin. I can see why Robbie de Christie raves so highly about this one. So that's definitely a keep. I think I want to keep with that really bright, vibrant yellow on the lower lash line, especially in that inner third. So I'm going to take, this is just our little Profusion, this is the small pointed eyeshadow ES6. This brush is so nice for detailed crease work and like lower lash line work. If you have smaller eyes or you feel like having a smaller brush would give you more control, definitely consider picking this brush up. I think it's like $4 or $5. It's really not expensive, and Profusion you can usually cash to like sales, discounts, that kind of thing. So that's something I would consider. Oh yeah, like look how vibrant and pretty that is. And then I'm going to take some of the Squ-easy, which is again that kind of mustardy yellow shade, and just work that further over. To be careful how aggressively I manipulate my lower lash line, otherwise I'll start tearing up and then I lose all of the product in the outer corner lower lash line area, which is so annoying. And I'm again going to mix Grotto and Vespa, so the two kind of red and brown shades. Ah, it looks so summery. I love it. Okay, and then I'm going to take this teeny tiny little Sigma brush. This is another one I like, the E21 smudge brush. It's like super tiny. And I'm going to go in with Touring, which is this really pretty champagne kind of color. And of course, you know, pretty much any Colourpop palette is going to have a champagne color like this. But I'm going to pop that just into the inner corner so that I can really focus a lot of light right in there. You guys, I like this palette so much, and I'm not even a neutrals person. Like, this is not me. Have you guys ever seen me in neutral eyeshadow like this? Like, I mean, this is about as neutral as I'm gonna get, let's be real. It's still like bright yellow, but have you guys ever seen me in neutrals and I still love it? Like, this is unheard of. Unheard of. Unheard of, the end, unheard of. Alright, and now I want to go ahead and try this highlighter. So I am going to try the Wisp highlighter and see if I can get it to work. Since I have a little bit deeper of a blush on, I'm going to just tap this in with my fingers. What do you guys think? I think it actually works. Like, I think this looks pretty good. It's definitely one you'd need to be careful about, like, not going in with too much. And if you're doing like a really light wash of color on the cheeks, I don't think I could make this color work for me with a light wash of color blush. But I think with like a little bit deeper of a blush like this, a terracotta blush, a bronzy kind of blush, or even like a toasted peach kind of blush, I think this could work really nicely. What do you guys think? Oh, it looks so pretty. And I think just kind of making sure everything blends in at the very top of the cheekbone, making sure it blends in with the top of where your blush kind of border is, I think is so important when you're going to do a little bit deeper of a blush. But I think that looks very nice. It catches the light very nicely. Okay, you guys, and this is the finished look. What do we think? Let me see if I can zoom you in so you can see the eye look a little. And as you can see, you definitely get a little bit of that good sparkle in there with the mycelium shade. And, you know, the entire time my hair has been completely wild. I can't even begin to tell you anything about that. But let's run through some of the products that I used today and talk about what I think of them, since they are pretty much all first impressions. So for the eyes, we first started with the NYX Pigment Primer. I think this is really nice. It has a really nice kind of like silicone-y feel on the lids. Everything felt nice and smooth. The eyeshadows blended so nicely over top. I think Colourpop has good quality eyeshadows to begin with, but this palette, it's gorgeous. Love the packaging, love the theme, love the color story. I love these colors. Even the even the neutrals, which are normally for me boring generic past colors, I really like the tones that they picked out here. It gives me the warm, summery, like sitting out in the villa, sunset, eating a fresh pizza, maybe a little mozzarella. Oh my gosh, like I can come up with a whole vibe in my head for this palette, and I'm here for it 100%. I cannot wait to play with this palette some more. I really want to give these shades a try here too, because I think they're going to look so pretty. I'm very happy I picked this palette up. I think it's going to be $18 when the sale ends. I don't know if the sale has ended or not, but I think this is out of stock at this point, so you got to wait for a restock if you want it. But I definitely think that the colors in here are really nice. And if this is a color story that you are also drawn to, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with this palette. The face primer smells like marshmallows. I'm so here for that. Again, a little bit silicone-y, not as much as the pigment primer, but definitely has kind of that silicone-y type feel to it. Blends on really nicely. This foundation is sitting so nicely over top of it. I can't even believe it. It looks so good. Like, wow. Sorry, I'm looking in my mirror over here, and I'm really liking it. The shade match I think is pretty decent. As you guys know, I'm a ghost, so I am LP4. Again, usually I'm like a fair or fair light with cool or peach undertones depending on what I can find in the store. Bronzer palette, not new, old standby, really like it. This one was one that was formulated for Ipsy, but they have the same palette just with the 4 shades done in a line instead of in a square as their own palette. I think it may be retired at this point, but Nomad's quality is like no one else. So if you really enjoy like good quality workhorse kind of products, definitely check out their eyeshadows, their highlighters. Their products are very nice. The Follie Fire Blush, I think, did a really good job. It has kind of that like smoky, rosy terracotta kind of look to it, so I think it gives a nice flush to the cheeks without kind of overpowering the entire look. I like this blush a lot. I'm definitely happy to have picked it up in a Try Beauty box. And then the highlighter I really thought was going to be too dark for me, but I'm so glad I gave it a try anyway, because I think blended out on everything else, I think it looks pretty nice. It gives a nice glow to the cheeks. It doesn't look like a stripe when I'm looking at it from the front, which I do really appreciate. It's so silky and buttery. I definitely like that. This one got a little dented in transit in terms of like the inside stuff in the pan, but you can just squish these back in. It's not really that big of a deal, so I don't even contact customer service when that happens. Oh, and the Mycelium Super Shock Shadow. That was the other thing that we used. So this Super Shock, again, it's one of the ultra glitter ones. I think they're really nice for tapping above the lash line or above the crease. They're good for tapping above the crease because you can get some of that glitter payoff and you can get some of that sparkle, some of that sort of like ethereal look to the eyeshadow look without having to have like a whole wash of color up there. So if you're somebody that's a little intimidated by color, a little intimidated by shimmer, but you want to make your eyeshadow pop a little bit more, try that out once or twice. See if it's something that you enjoy doing. You can even try at the end of the day when you've already worn an eyeshadow, when you're getting ready to like wash everything off, take one of your Super Shocks and try to tap it out and see what it looks like before you wash your makeup off, because ultimately your makeup's coming off in a few minutes anyway, and you can see and kind of practice with that technique and see if it's something that you want to incorporate into makeup that you wear before you go outside. Alright, oh, and lip color. I just popped on this lifter gloss in the shade Crystal, which is kind of their like topazy amber shimmery shade. I love those Maybelline lifter glosses. I think I have all but one for the ones that come from that you can get from like either Maybelline's website or Ulta. I haven't gotten any of the CVS exclusive shades because they're more expensive and I don't know why. And they're already pretty expensive to begin with, so I haven't picked up any of those. But I have all but I think Reef from the regular ones, so that one's still on my list to get. But I think this look came out really pretty even without lashes. I think this look it looks so nice. It looks so like summer barbecue, like I'm ready for it. I'm so happy, you guys. You're going to have to let me know down in the comment down below, what did you think of this look? What are you thinking about the Colourpop Lemoncello palette? Did you pick it up? Did you pick up anything from the collection, or did you pass over that collection? Maybe you were more interested in the Lizzie McGuire stuff. I don't know. It's kind of outside of my demographic, but it's totally okay. I love the color story. I just don't really care about the packaging. Yeah, so let me know in a comment down below what you're thinking about picking up from that collection. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not already. And I'm going to catch you in my next video. Bye.